Hello, all my art students out there. I want to specifically talk to my Golden Valley students today. Now, if you have not already heard or read, this will be the last of the official art assignment videos for my Golden Valley students. What the district decided to do is go towards your third quarter grade. So whatever grade you got during third quarter, if it's a passing grade, you're going to pass the semester. And if you did not pass third quarter, what you can do is do any 10 of my arts assignments that I placed online. Email those into my work email address and you will get a passing grade. So that is how you can pass in case you did not pass third quarter, to pass for the semester. So if you got a passing grade third quarter, you're good, you're done. So congrats. I encourage you to continue to do the art videos still, to continue to advance and learn and make sure you have them all done, but you still pass no matter what. But if you did not pass during third quarter, what you need to do is do any 10 of my art assignment tutorial videos that I placed on tripsartclass.com and email those into my work email address. So, as always, I encourage all of you to be drawing every single day, no matter what. No matter what, it's great to be drawing, but for the purposes of grades, this will be the official last art assignments that I'm posting. The videos I post from now on will actually be called draw along videos, where you will be encouraged to do those just to draw along and keep continuing to learn and do better and better in art and to build up your art skills. So let's go ahead and get started here with our last official art assignments of the 1920 school year. So what I want you to go ahead and do first here, we have our pencil. Make sure we're drawing loosely, make sure those lines are loose. And I'm going to start to draw a line that's going to come up and curve down like that. So you see how it has a little bit of curve to it. Okay, at this point, I'm going to draw a line that's going to be a big line. It's going to come here, and then just kind of come up. See how it curves? Okay, this is just a rough sketch. We'll make it a little bit more solidified here in a moment. We're going to draw this curve coming down, and then we're going to draw another big curved line. Like that. Okay, from that point, we're going to draw in a nose. The nose is kind of like an upside down triangle shape. Oops. Erase those marks. And then we'll go ahead and throw in some eyes. The eyes are going to be, this will be the dividing part of the eyes, and then we'll just pull this line up here, this line up here. Now, these lines I'm drawing right now are just, it's like the rough draft, okay? They're not the official lines I'm probably going to keep. These are just the initial sketching parts of this drawing. We'll make it a little bit more exact later on. Go ahead and draw a pupil here, pupil here. From here we'll make another curved line. This line will kind of curve like this. And this line will come up from here and then come over. So then I'm going to kind of step back and look at our character. He's looking pretty funny, and yes, we do have our Bulldog here. I thought a Bulldog would be fitting for the last official art assignment. There's one ear. I'll go ahead and draw in the other ear. Like that. So from there, let's go ahead and draw some maybe we'll darken in this line so we can see exactly what we're doing a little bit more. This line too. There we go. Maybe bring this in a little bit more. And then let's go ahead and put some nostrils on this dog, this Bulldog. We'll go ahead and draw in a little more detail here. And maybe make his nose go down. And this guy needs some teeth, right? Let's give this dog some teeth. So what I would like to do is maybe take this line, maybe move it down to about here. So I'll have a little bit more room for the teeth. We'll have a large tooth coming up here, like that. Maybe another one coming up here. And then we'll have a big one about right here. I'm going to erase some of those guidelines now. And I'm going to maybe bring this in just a tad. Actually, I like where it was. We'll keep that. So we want to over-exaggerate these features because it's a cartoony image. It's not realism. It's not a realistic looking bulldog. It's a cartoon. There's his collar. We'll go ahead and throw in some spikes here too. Kind of draw a curved line for the spikes. Where you think those should be. And then we'll just draw out a spike. No one's going to mess with these bulldogs. Like that. Okay, so I kind of want to make this line a little bit bigger. And I really like how big his lower mouth is. It's kind of fun. So looking at it, I'm going to step back. Maybe we can a couple lines there. It's going to be a pretty simplistic. This is more kind of like a logo design of this bulldog. So we're just going to do its face. And let's go ahead and move into the inking process of it all. So for the inking process, I'm going to maybe take my eraser. This is what you might want to do. Take your eraser and erase down the initial sketching. So when you ink it, you're just going to kind of focus more on your new lines instead of your old lines. So for the inking process, we're going to be a little bit more careful about getting these lines exactly the way we want them to look. So one way I do that is by turning the sketchbook, here my digital sketchbook, but turning it so I get the best lines possible, the best lines that I could possibly get. During this process, it's always nice to have music to listen to help us just focus a little bit. So let's go ahead and continue here. With these lines. Now see how that line, it went from thick to thin? We talked about that before in class, and that's called line width variety. And it's a neat thing to do to create more interesting lines. So don't have all your lines be exactly the same width. That gets boring. It looks like you made your art on a computer. Okay. So have some good variety. Okay, now if I want to, I'm debating if I want a little tooth there. I'll go ahead and put one. I'll add in some details here. And let's go ahead and finish this line. This line is going to be a little bit more of a challenging line because it's so long. Okay, now I'm going to start to work on those spikes. And I'll go ahead and finish with the bottom of the collar. Okay, at this point, looking at my drawing, I think maybe we can make this line a little bit thicker. Make it stand out a little bit. And I'm going to completely erase my underlining blue lines now. We don't need those anymore. And now what I can do is go ahead and start to add in some color. So of course you can color this with color pencil or marker. I was really saddened that my classes didn't get to paint like I wanted us to, which we normally do during fourth quarter. But we did get to do some pretty awesome drawings. Let's go ahead and get that Golden Valley gold and put that down for the collar. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue. Maybe go around the pupils. We got to have some blue and gold. I mean, this is our Bulldog here. And then what we can do as well is do a little bit of cell shading. We can do that by just adding a little touch of blue here. Let's see, we need to go lighter though. Maybe something like that. Oops. So I'm just gonna see if that's still a little bit too dark. We want to go super light. Oops. Like that. Man, I am not getting this right now. Sorry about that. Let me try it one more time. There we go. So just a little bit, just add a little bit of value, kind of like it's shaded right there. We'll do the same thing here. And the same thing here. There we go. Just like that. And you can see that kind of adds a little bit more value. We could probably do the same thing up here too, to show that the eyes are somewhat spherical. Like that. See, something so small kind of makes a big difference. We can do it right there as well. And let's go ahead and maybe what we can do is go just a tad darker right here. Not much, but just a little bit. Like that. It just adds a little bit more value to that area, making it look a little bit more three-dimensional. And what we could possibly do is show a little bit more value here with the gold. Let's go ahead and find that yellow color. Just come down just a tad. Maybe right there. Maybe right there, okay? And we'll just kind of come around here. And just adds a little bit of shading. And what we can do for the blue as well, let's go back to this blue, the shadow blue. We can add a little bit more a little bit of shading. With the spikes. And this might be neat if you had like a marker. It might really come in handy. You don't have to use a marker, but if you have one. And then we have this last one right here, and we'll color that in, shade it in. Okay, and those are little elements that we don't really notice, but they're there, and it makes our artwork look a little bit more advanced. So, and maybe looking at this, probably can add a little bit of shading. Let's see, maybe if we take this area right here. Oops, wrong tool there. There we go. That's a little bit more value there as well. So there's our Bulldog. Oh wait, no, I did some shading. How about some highlights? Okay, something to think about is maybe there's some areas here that are a little bit lighter. So we'll go ahead and draw those in. Maybe up here there's a highlights, a little lighter area. There's something that small can maybe add a lot. Okay, maybe right here there's a little highlight as well. Okay, so those are things that people don't really notice right at first when they look at arts, but all of you as artists, you're kind of been trained to look at those. And there is one more thing. I know I'm getting picky here, but hey, this is our last art assignment, so we can do that. And it's a bulldog, so we really have to represent our bulldog, make them look good. Add a little bit of shading there, and then we can darken in those nostrils like that. And maybe we can just go a tad darker on the little freckles. Fill those in. And now let's step back, and maybe on the nose we can add just a little bit of a, that might be too light there. Let's find something that's not too light, maybe like that. Little lights reflecting off of that. And what I would like to do as well is make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So these are things where we just go back to our artwork and we keep improving and improving and improving to make it truly the way we want it to be. So there's our bulldog drawing. There's one more thing we can do. And this is something we've talked about before in class with our line width variety. And we're going to make a different layer so you guys can see if it makes a difference. And that is going over our artwork, our lines, and adding a little bit more variety. Some lines can be thicker, some lines can be thinner. Let's see, we got that line, and we'll go thicker to thinner. So little advancements can go a long way in your art, and the more and more you draw, the more and more you just kind of see which lines should be thicker and which lines should be thinner. There's not really like a set rule. You just kind of learn in time, and that's where style really comes into your own creative style. This line right here, I want to thicken it up a little bit. Now, one mistake some beginning artists make is they make all of their lines thicker, and you don't want to make all of your lines thicker, because then it just looks muddy. But you can make some of them thicker. And maybe we can add just a little bit more width to this line. And let's do a little bit more here as well. So as I step back now and look at our Bulldog drawing, you can kind of see the differences between this is without the extra line width variety, and this is with. So it kind of, in my opinion, it makes it pop a little bit more, and I kind of like the way it looks with the better line work, the thicker and the more variety line work. So once again, this is our last official art assignment of the 2019-2020 school year. If you, and this is just dealing with your grades, you're totally encouraged to continue to do the drawings. But if you passed third quarter with a B, C, or D, you're going to have passed the entire spring semester. But if you did not pass third quarter, if you got an F during third quarter, then your assignment is to do 10 of my tutorial art assignments, 10 of them, photograph each one of them, and email them to my work email address. If you do all 10, you will pass the spring semester. So it'd be a good idea if you did that, and you get to draw and do these videos as well. So for everyone else and everyone else listening who are not part of the Golden Valley art class, I encourage you all to continue to draw. The videos that I post from now on will be called draw along videos, and you can just draw along to those. That won't be for a specific assignment or for points or anything like that, but it'll just be to learn and to continue to advance and draw and grow as an artist. So thank you so much for joining into these, and if you have any questions, email my school email address, and have a great summer.